Today on Deep Dive, we're going to be looking at Marvel Comics Fantastic Four number 49. For your enjoyment, here's part 2 of the Galactus trilogy. Hello everyone, my name is Devin, also known as DH Artist, and welcome back to my Deep Dive series. Today we'll be continuing the adventures of Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four. And if you missed my deep dive coverage of their other issues, I'll link to them in the video description below. With the excitement of the Fantastic Four finally joining the MCU, I thought it would be fitting to continue the exciting trilogy that debuted two of Marvel's iconic characters, Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Now in each of my videos, the conditions of my comics vary. Today's book is in rough condition. While it's got a lot of staining throughout, it's complete and reads beautifully, and of course it features page after page of fantastic Kirby art. Now if you're interested in learning more about the King of Comics himself, Jack Kirby, be sure to check out the Jack Kirby Museum here on YouTube. They've got hours of amazing content and information. I'll also leave a link to their website in the video description below. Even though this can be viewed on your phone or computer, try casting it onto your TV so you can really see the detail and quality of the book, because there's no better way to view comics than on the big screen. If you enjoy these types of videos and want to see more content like it, check out some of my other deep dives. I've covered issues like Marvel Superheroes number 15, Spider-Man number 8, Detective Comics number 359, X-Men number 21, and Commandy number 1. For a complete list of my videos, you'll want to make sure to visit the organized playlists on my channel. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single video. Fantastic Four number 49 was published in April of 1966. Editor-in-chief was Stan Lee. Cover artists were Jack Kirby, Joe Sinnott, and Stan Goldberg. The story, titled If This Be Doomsday, was written by Stan Lee, penciled by Jack Kirby, inked by Joe Sinnott, and lettered by Artie Simek. The book consists of 32 pages with a cover price of 12 cents. Picking up from where we last left off, the Fantastic Four and Watcher watch in alarm as Galactus arrives on Earth. While Mr. Fantastic warns that anything could happen, Sue marvels at Galactus's immense size. He's almost power personified. Johnny remarks that the two cosmic beings, Galactus and Watcher, seem to know each other, and the Thing quips that Galactus looks tough enough to pulverize the Watcher with his eyes shut. With humanity teetering on the brink of doomsday, let's see where the next page takes us. Confronting the Watcher, Galactus declares that no one can defy his will. He then accuses him of hiding Earth. The Watcher then pleads that Earth holds intelligent life and must not be destroyed, but Galactus dismisses humanity's importance. Watching from below in awe and dread, the Fantastic Four realize Galactus plans to attack the entire human race, and regards them as insignificant. Declaring that he must drain Earth to survive, Galactus remains indifferent to the fate of its inhabitants. The Watcher warns him of the consequences, but Galactus remains resolute, claiming supreme power. Jumping into action, the Thing boldly attacks, but his punch has no effect. And without hesitation, Galactus drops a strange capsule in front of the startled Thing, as Sue yells for him to run. With a sudden pop, the capsule explodes, releasing a gas that blinds and chokes the Thing. While the rest of the team scrambles, Reed covers Ben and rolls him to safety, warning that Galactus could have destroyed them all. With Ben, Reed, and Sue under cover, the Human Torch ignites, taking to the sky, and though the Watcher cautions him, Johnny defiantly rockets towards Galactus. Johnny attacks with all his flames, but Galactus absorbs the fire effortlessly. Galactus then strikes back with powerful rays that overwhelm the Human Torch, smothering his flames and forcing him to land. As Johnny struggles, he despairs at how powerless he is against Galactus, who dismisses him as beneath his notice. The Watcher then tells Johnny to return to the others. There is nothing more that he can do now. Turning his back on the fabulous foursome, Galactus calls for his herald, the Silver Surfer. Back inside the Baxter building, Johnny vents his frustration over failing against Galactus, while Sue urges him to calm down. Trying to reassure everyone, Reed insists that he's working on a plan, and when Johnny accuses them of giving up, Ben reminds him that they did manage to knock the Silver Surfer across town. And at that fateful minute, the Silver Surfer regains consciousness on a nearby rooftop. Attempting to steady himself, he crashes through a skylight right into Alicia Masters' apartment, Ben's beloved. Discovering him in her studio, Alicia tends to the surfer as he regains consciousness. Introducing himself as the Herald of Galactus, Alicia is struck by his noble, lonely presence. The surfer then explains how insignificant Earth is in the vastness of space, and even though she's blind and him a stranger, Alicia's compassion soon surprises him. She next offers him food, and he marvels at the simple human gesture, reflecting on the limitless mysteries of the universe. Meanwhile, back at the Baxter building, our trio watch as Galactus assembles a massive machine atop the roof, a machine to drain Earth's energy. Reed and Ben realize they must act immediately to stop him, and as they prepare to confront Galactus, they tell Sue to stay behind with Johnny, though she pleads to join them. However, before they can attack, the Watcher appears, urging them to listen, warning them that their strength alone is not enough to defeat Galactus. Projecting images before them, the Watcher explains Galactus's plan. He describes Galactus as a cosmic prospector who extracts energy instead of gold. He explains that the massive device on the roof is an elemental converter that will drain Earth's oceans and eventually the cities themselves, forcing mankind to undertake the greatest mass evacuation in history. Then, as his images progress, the Watcher shows how Galactus's machine will eventually strip Earth down to a dead husk. Horrified, the trio insists that they must stop him. That's when the Watcher reveals that there is a powerful machine that might just save humanity, but it exists far away beyond their reach. And since the Watcher himself cannot interfere directly in the conflict, only the Human Torch can retrieve it. Meanwhile, back in Alicia's apartment, the Silver Surfer demonstrates how easily matter can be converted to energy, explaining that Galactus sees all things as fuel. Realizing this would mean the destruction of Earth, Alicia pleads with him to see Earth as more than a resource, urging him to recognize the value of life and emotion. Moved by her words and courage, the surfer feels a new emotion he has never known before: beauty, Yet despite his awakening empathy, he insists he must still serve Galactus. Guiding him to a nearby window, Alicia urges the surfer to look at the people of Earth and recognize their humanity, and for the first time, the surfer feels pity. Meanwhile, back at the Baxter building, crowds gather fearfully as Galactus prepares to activate his massive energy converter. But just as he makes the final connection, the machine fails to operate, something that has never happened before. Reeling back in startled disbelief, Galactus demands to know why. Turning to look above him, Galactus sees that the thing has broken part of the converter to pieces. As Galactus declares he can build another in minutes, Ben lands a powerful punch that sends Galactus tumbling over the edge of the building. Following up with his own attack, Reed turns himself into a cannonball, and with the help of a precision throw from Ben, Reed knocks Galactus further down the building. Stretching back up to the roof, Reed worries for the safety of the crowd below, but Sue reassures him, explaining that Galactus is hovering with the help of an anti-gravity device. Frustrated with the Fantastic Four's interference, Galactus can no longer tolerate their disruptions. He then sends a signal back to his ship in orbit, summoning the Punisher, a relentless, heavily armed enforcer designed to eliminate all opposition. Back below, just before Johnny can join the fight, the Watcher tells him he can best help his teammates by leaving Earth to retrieve a vital object that may stop Galactus. And though reluctant to abandon his friends, Johnny agrees. Then, through time-space distortion, the Watcher guides him on an unimaginable journey into the center of infinity. And as they travel beyond words and comprehension, the Watcher promises to stay with Johnny, though only he can complete the mission. Racing past deadly celestial barriers called unlife, Johnny passes the final dimensional curtain into a distant galaxy. There he beholds the massive home planet of Galactus and a gargantuan space station. Within it lies the very device that could save Earth from destruction. Meanwhile, countless galaxies away, we join back in on the action as Galactus commands the Punisher to destroy the Fantastic Four. Bravely stepping up to fight the powerful Enforcer, the Thing charges into battle. But despite Ben's strength, the Punisher proves incredibly fast and strong, forcing Reed to try to outmaneuver him. Yet as the Punisher pummels Ben with rapid punches, the Thing holds his own through the relentless assault. As the Punisher's strength begins to overwhelm the Thing, Reed and Sue attempt to help restrain the attacker, but suddenly he triples his power and effortlessly hurls them aside. Dragging Reed to safety, Sue warns Ben that they're completely outmatched. She then urges him to retreat into her force field while he still can. With our heroes safe behind Sue's force field, the Punisher begins to hammer at the barrier, and as Sue struggles to maintain the protective field, Reed tells Ben that they must conserve their strength for the real threat, Galactus. And just as the barrier is about to give way, Galactus recalls the Punisher, declaring his purpose fulfilled. With the immediate danger gone, Reed urges everyone to focus on stopping Galactus's converter. For though they feel hopeless against such power, there is always a chance as long as they're alive. Meanwhile, back at Alicia's apartment, she tells the Silver Surfer she believes he has the power to save Earth. Moved by her words, he decides he has finally found something worth protecting, even if it means defying Galactus. As the Silver Surfer leaps to his board, soaring in the direction of Galactus, the Watcher watches with dread, realizing this unexpected choice could either save humanity or doom the planet completely. Can the Surfer convince Galactus to leave Earth? Will Johnny survive his interstellar journey? Don't miss the mind-staggering conclusion in the next issue. Some of the fun advertising found within this issue is a full-page ad for a 7-foot-long Polaris sub big enough for 2 kids. There's an ad to learn electrical appliance repair from the Christie Trade School. Kids could order 100 toy soldiers for $1.25. And near the back, there's a full-page ad to order a monthly home science lab and course kit. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive. If there's a particular issue or comic you'd like me to flip, drop it down in the comments section and I'll see if I can add it to my pull box. If you enjoy these types of videos, please show your support by subscribing to my channel. As always, please consider liking and feel free to share this video. And until next time, deep divers, thanks for watching.